Is that a tentacle? Oh no. No, no. Oh god. Okay. I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Today, we are covering something very serious on AnimeQuest. We are covering GYO Tokyo Fish Attack. An anime centered and focused around the human condition, a will to survive, and animalistic instincts. I tell you this anime is not a joke. It is a study of how we as humans react and think. It is a study of why. It's a study of why. Of why do I have the strangest boner right now? Now, we all know that anime is no stranger to tentacle scenes. I mean, it's part of the ongoing joke of what anime is, at least over here in the States. It's a staple, and it's a scene. One little scene in this movie that I feel kind of explains the entire thing. I mean, you don't watch GYO for a message of how humans treat the environment. You don't even watch it because it's some sort of anime equivalent to Jaws. No, you just watch GYO because it's going to be, and you know it, one of the stupidest things you have ever watched in your entire life. And you also know you're going to enjoy it. GYO Tokyo Fish Attack is an anime OVA film produced by Ufotable, yeah, you know them, the Fate Zero Kings, that is based off Junji Ito's very own manga of the same name. It's a 2-volume manga. Basically, it's a horror science fiction story involving fish running around amongst the streets of Japan, attacking people. Yeah, I know, it's that dumb. The plot's very simple, as in it kind of starts out like your typical horror movie. You have these high school students that have just graduated and are going to be moving on to possibly college and or a career soon, and they decided to celebrate, by going to a vacation home that is near the sea. Now, as you would have guessed, these fish are basically making their way into the situation, and they encounter them inside of this house, and shit goes down, and shit goes down fast. Surprisingly, with the setup that it has, it doesn't just follow on from there as a traditional cabin-in-the-woods horror film would do. In fact, it moves out of that setting fairly quickly, and all through Tokyo, it turns into this weird sort of Final Destination almost sort of situation where you just have these fish running around causing mayhem, and our main character, Calorie, of the group, she's like the goody two-shoes, finds herself on a plane that gets destroyed when it tries to land because, well, there's fish in the way, basically wrecking it. She also finds herself on a train that, well, derails because there's fish in the way, wrecking it. It's a film with these weird oddities and set pieces that don't really make sense to horror film logic. It never actually even tries to scare you. It's just stupid and crazy and off the wall. I mean, it's made obvious right away you are not watching this for a deep story or enriching characters who go through developments that better them as human beings and thus we feel enlightened. You're not watching that for this at all. You're watching that because there's fish running around on legs and things get crazy fast, and it's stupid and fun, and you're going to roast it with your otaku friends on your otaku couch in your otaku house on your otaku TV with the DVD and its otaku DVD player. Is that otaku enough for you? I mean, this is made clear because there's no good or solid explanations as to why fish are running around. They try to explain it in a way, but it ends up becoming something that doesn't really make any sense. The initial explanation, it was experiments during World War II that created these little mechanical bodies that must have fallen into the ocean after a ship got bombed by U.S. air support, though that doesn't really make any sense. On top of that, that idea gets thrown out later. I mean, especially since if they were developed by, our own people, why are they made to fit all sorts of different sizes and all the different intricacies of a fish? It doesn't make any sense. On the same point there, this damn thing carries a disease, these machines that the fish are in, and it just doesn't make any sense. You're not watching this film for the plot, I can tell you that right now. I watched this film because it looked ridiculous and off the wall, and then I watched it with a friend because I thought my friend would enjoy it because it was ridiculous and off the wall. But you know what? Despite the stupid plot and the lack of explanations, and seemingly no context for time, because sometimes, as short as the film is, you're just moving from place to place to place. It's just jumping from scene to scene to scene, and time seems to be spinning out of control like that. I feel like by the time the film ended, and the film's only an hour long, that weeks have gone by, even though they probably have not. There's no good context for time. There's no good explanation for story. Good thing, it's just dumb fun. I mean, if I wanted to CinemaSins this movie, if I wanted to, I could do it. I could at least write it. I don't have the editing skills to make a CinemaSins video, but I could definitely write one for this movie. Scene by scene, there's just stupid shit. Stupid shit after stupid shit. I mean, from the little bit of clips and little pictures I'm showing you, you can see that this movie just doesn't make any sense. Thankfully for a film that doesn't make any sense, who of which is only entertainment it could provide us is by being stupid and looking nice, the film looks nice. Ufotable, the Kings, like I said, the Fate Zero Kings, did a good job on this OVA film. I'm not even kidding. The film looks breathtaking. There are a few moments when characters seem to lack detail, especially on the 2D animation side of things, but close-ups look really nice, and on top of that, backgrounds are superb and filled with detail. And many people bitch about the CGI, though honestly it's not that bad, and I can kind of see why they do CGI instead of 2D for the fish monsters. It just made more sense, especially since there's so many fish monsters they have to animate. Oh my god, all the fish they had to animate. Now, they probably only made like upwards to about 15 to 30 fish models, but they filled a bunch of them on screen, and they had all of them moving at once at certain times throughout the film. You have to applaud them for their dedication of putting in each of those little tiny fishies and having them move around. It's crazy. Thinking of the process of how animation is made sometimes just hurts my head. I wish I could do it, because I totally create stories through animation if I had any skill at it, but unfortunately I don't. But fortunately, Ufotable does, and they made this film look nice. As for the music, it's your same sort of orchestral stuff you'd see in movies typically, and it really wasn't that memorable. I don't really remember anything except for some of those audio cues that they'd use to, heighten suspense or make it seem horror, even though this film really doesn't attempt to be scary. It succeeds in being gross and visually stimulating, but never actually scary, unfortunately. And as for voice acting, the Japanese dub sounds good. I mean, it doesn't really sound film quality, but it does sound good. Unfortunately, there's no English dub. I know what some of you guys are saying, unfortunately, English dubs suck. But hey, it would have been nice to see one. It's a short film. AnimeQuest could have definitely, squeezed out the money for a dub. And even a Blu-ray release at that. We just got DVD, and that's kind of unfortunate considering the animation quality. Now, with that, I feel like this review has coming to a standstill. There's really not much to say about this film other than it's just a dumb, fun spectacle that happens to be sloppily written. I don't really have a solid new rating system set up as of yet. I'm kind of trying to wean off of my sort of numerical 10 out of 10 scores, so I'm gonna borrow one for this. It's a good time if you're drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Thank you, Jeremy Johns, for unknowingly allowing me to borrow one of your ratings for a second. But yes, that's basically what I'm coming off of this film with. It's really just a dumb, fun ride. Like I said, you could definitely sit down on a couch with some friends and just roast the crap out of this. Or, if you're CinemaSins, you could get off your couch, get off your butts, and do a video on GYO Tokyo Fish Attack. That would be definitely something to see. Now, my name is AnimeQuest, and I'll see you guys on the next quest for anime, even though that's not my name, nor on the show is it even my name.